Okay, hello. Today we are repotting an orchid that I got for Valentine's Day from my son, and today is April 7th, I think, and I didn't know, but the first thing you're supposed to do when you receive an orchid is repot it. And when I take this out, you will definitely see why. This is from Lowe's, and it looks great. The flowers are amazing, but there are roots coming out of the top, and I just know this thing is root bound. And let me show you what I found out yesterday, which is shocking. You would think that there was stuff all down here, but no. It is in a plastic cup. The moss is on the outside of the plastic cup. And then inside of here is tons of roots. And I do see a moss ball in the middle of the roots, which is supposed to be there, but it needs a new home. So I have Miracle Grow orchid plant mix, potting mix, and orchid fertilizer. And we are gonna repot this. And so what we're gonna do is soak this in water for 30 minutes. And also I'm gonna be soaking the bark in hot water for 30 minutes because this came with moss, and I think I'll mix this in with the bark that I bought. You can use sphagnum moss or bark, but bark doesn't hold water as well as moss does. So we need to soak all of this stuff to get it going. And I like to use rainwater on my plants as much as possible, so I will be soaking this in rainwater, but in my bark, I'm just gonna heat up some regular water, and I'll be back. Okay, I have planted daffodils and irises, and eaten lunch, and drank like a quart of sweet tea. I have just been craving sweet tea, and this is so good. And Josie just woke up from her nap. Say hello. So she's eating lunch, and now we are going to repot an orchid. So first, let's see. I think I'm just gonna do it with my hands. Okay, so we have bark, and I mixed in the old spag moss. That was what the orchid came in. We're gonna put some of this. Okay, okay, so inside of these roots is more spag moss. So I am going to pull this apart because, okay, so these roots actually look really good. I thought that I was gonna have to cut off a lot of dead roots, but orchid roots are supposed to be fat and juicy and green. And these are really good. Let's see. I've been getting familiar with a lot of roots since I started this gardening journey, but mainly it's pulling out dead roots in my garden. Okay, so yeah, that's nice to have this spag moss in the roots because it retains so much water, and the bark does not. So I'm doing a mixture of spag moss and bark. Wow, yeah, these roots look really good. I thought I was gonna be cutting a lot. So just a reminder, if you buy an orchid or receive an orchid from a store, you should repot it. These roots are like stuck together. There we go. That is satisfying. Okay, so our root ball has been opened up. Yes, you look so good. Okay. And you do want to plant it all the way to the base of the plant. Am I an orchid expert? No. This is the first orchid I've ever had. This is my first indoor plant ever. I've had succulents before. I really loved them in college when they were first getting really popular. Okay, we have a lot of roots that are coming out the top, and that is okay. Orchid roots can come on top, but you have to mist them a lot. And I don't want to deal with that. So we're going to shove them down. Yes. That's okay. She spilled some juice from her orange. Okay, so I kind of want it here. It's interesting that I didn't know that orchids are naturally, they grow on trees. And so that's why they like bark. You can't just put regular potting soil. And I did not know that. Of course, my husband knew that because he knows something about everything. So he taught me that. And you are supposed to like not have a lot of air in here. So I need to really fill this up. They like moss and tree bark. I am very surprised we didn't have to cut a single root. What are you doing? Looks like she's putting orange pulp on the ground. Okay. This is just so pretty, ridiculously pretty. And I haven't done anything to this in 2 months. I water it maybe twice. I spray that Miracle-Gro plant food on it, but it definitely needs water. You're supposed to water it once a week. And I know some people will just like, it was a trend to just put an ice cube in the pot, but you're really not supposed to do that because orchids are tropical. So when that cold stuff gets to the roots, they don't enjoy that. Okay, and you're supposed to repot like every 4 to 5 years. And this plant is going in my sunroom. Okay. You look great. I'm gonna save the water in this bowl because I took out way too much bark, and I'll use that to water the plant because it'll have a lot of plant food in it. I need to let this bark dry back out, and I'll put it back in the Miracle-Gro bag. Ooh. Let's put the stake a little bit straighter. Does that look good? I think it looks good. In addition to regular watering, spray leaves, roots, and growing media once per week, taking care to avoid flowers. So just get a good spray. Oh, you look amazing. You're so beautiful. And I just love terracotta.